We decided to use a DSLR camera because it has interchangeable lenses, which means we had a greater variety with how our film was going to look, so our creative control benefited from this. Also, we chose this type of camera because they have large sensors which can capture a lot of detail at a high resolution, so our production would be of a high quality. It also allowed full manual control over our image exposure and audio levels, so again, it enabled us to use full creative control and get the exact image we wanted. All of these features allow for the editing process to be easier because the file is larger, therefore you can apply heavy manipulation techniques without the quality degrading. This was important because we had to colour the footage to show the narrative of our film, which would please and immerse the audience more. In the film industry, there is a debate regarding which is better between traditional film cameras and digital cameras. It is true in some cases that a high quality film camera can give you a more aesthetically pleasing image than digital unless you have the latest and greatest in digital cameras. However, film is much harder and more time consuming than digital. For this reason, we chose to shoot digital because the process is a lot easier and the image benefits are minuscule with the camera and software combination we are using. We used this camera to its maximum potential because we shot at a low ISO. This meant we were getting a noise-free image, so it was of a high quality to give our audience a visually pleasing and professional image. However, the low light capabilities of the camera did suffer on some of the indoor shots. We used an 18 to 55mm zoom lens for our production because it offers a reasonable aperture range for the image effects we need, and it is a zoom lens, so we could work faster when filming. Also, this enabled us to get the exact framing we needed. Our overall experience using this was good, as it did the job well enough, but we could have used prime lenses to get shallower depth of fields and better low light performance. However, this would have made production a lot slower and have affected our framing capabilities. We also used equipment such as LED light panels, a Rode video mic, a fluid head tripod, and a Steadicam for our production. These helped to get all the little things of the production of a high quality, such as the camera movements and the lighting of the image, and also the sound quality.
Editing software. For our editing software, we chose to use Adobe Premiere Pro CC and After Effects CC. This allowed advanced tools such as RGB curves for color grading and a timeline with good cutting tools to get the exact cuts and transitions we needed. Also, everything in the software is customizable, so we could get everything exactly how we needed it to be. This worked well because we feel the clips in our film were color graded to show the narrative of the film. YouTube. We use YouTube as a research platform because it allowed us to view clips from films like the one we're trying to create. This allowed us to get an idea of what our audience wanted and what sort of thing we wanted to cater for our target audience. We also used distribution platforms, so we had an online digital copy of the rough cuts to view at all times and make changes to.
Text documents, presentation software, image files, and online research. We used all of this for the bulk of our research because it allowed us to show all of our research in different ways, so that it was easier to take in. We could have used different technologies specifically to do the things we were researching, so that everything was presented in the most appropriate way. This would allow us to view all of it later in the most efficient way, so that we could use all of the information that we had towards developing our thriller for our chosen audience. Having the latest technology for producing our thriller was helpful because it allowed us to produce something that would hold up to other modern productions in terms of quality. For example, our thriller was filmed in 4K, which is very high resolution, which is close to being the highest quality that consumers can view it in. This means that we are using standards to match the modern institution so that current audiences would be attracted to watch our film. The technology we use has taught us that producing high quality film needs more than just a good camera. We found it is important to use other technologies such as microphones and lighting to make an overall high quality product. In our preliminary task, we did not use this amount of technology, and in our final production we found that the quality of our shots were much higher with the use of this, so that we learned to use technology like that in the future productions. The use of digital technology has made our production much more efficient because it has allowed us to share files between the group for all of us to work on and do things much faster in terms of filming and editing. It's also improved our distribution and methods of research, as it has allowed us to use things like presentation software and online video sharing services like YouTube. This has helped us in the same way that it's made things a lot faster to share and produce.